So, day after Fed Chairman Jay Powell sent Kamala Harris a 50 basis point election gift and completely contradicted himself on the economy, whatever, the stock market roared. Okay, our own Jerry Willis.
Hello guys, welcome back to the show. This week, the Federal Reserve announced it will be cutting interest rates by 50 basis points, that is 0.5%, which, as we expect, should be good news for every American. You can now get a lower interest rate on a mortgage, a lower interest rate on a car loan, or a credit card debt. Everyone gets to feel some sort of relief from the burden that inflation has had over the past few years. But the Maga movement has a different view. Watch.
I just can't figure, Governor, I just can't figure why they couldn't have waited till the day after the election, which would have depoliticized the whole Fed story. Because even if the economy is a lot worse than we think, or than they think, more importantly, it's not going to matter. 48 days, not going to matter. They could have waited. What they're going to run into now is a political buzzsaw, if you ask me. So, day after Fed Chairman Jay Powell sent Kamala Harris a 50 basis point election gift and completely contradicted himself on the economy, whatever, the stock market roared. Okay, our own Jerry Willis on the story. Jerry, what's cooking?
Well, stocks are higher. Stocks surging today on hopes for a soft landing for the economy after the Federal Reserve slashed the Fed funds rate yesterday 50 basis points. The Dow in market action today up 522 points, the S&P up 95, the Nasdaq up 440. All three major averages hitting all-time highs after the best day for markets since August 5th, that is. The rally also lifting small cap stocks as investors' risk appetite was whetted by the Fed's accommodative stance. Nearly every sector rising, tech and consumer discretionary, of course, but also the stocks index, that's semiconductors, rising 4.8%, banks and energy higher as well. Meanwhile, markets are expecting more gas, fully pricing in a 25 basis point cut when the Fed meets in November. 42% of investors say it will be another half-point cut. Maybe the other critical number I should mention here, the 30-year fixed rate mortgage moving to 6.09%, down 11 basis points. Back to you.
All right.
Is this rally here to stay?
Oh, no. And by the way, the Nasdaq is 700 points from its all-time high. If the Nasdaq doesn't make an all-time high with this news, that is not good. The Dow and S&P, right now, the S&P is at 21 times next year's earnings, assuming $280 of earnings.
Why can't you let us all be happy?
You
We're
can be
all
happy.
making money here.
If you're buying dividend growers, you're going to be fine.
Oh.
But no, this is a very overheated deal, and people should just be aware of what they're paying. They're paying 21 times.
Okay, you think it's going to come down at some point?
Yes, I do.
How much?
I have no opinion about that whatsoever.
But you know it's going to come down.
I think that it's overvalued, Stuart, and it can go higher before it comes lower. But I just think overvaluation always corrects. So I'm making a basic economic statement.
Overvalued on.
See you. Thanks so much for being here. We were all just talking about 50 basis points, which is a pretty aggressive move. Your reaction?
It's totally political. You can see this coming. I've been saying that this was going to happen for months, and lo and behold, here you go. So I don't think the numbers support a half basis point cut. I think up until Friday, the market really was expecting a quarter point. You saw a shift in sentiment on Friday, and then suddenly here you have half a point. And so, again, Powell can't have it both ways. We're either in dire circumstances or the economy is good. And so if you're in dire circumstances, you do half a point. If the economy is good, you do a quarter point. And so again, he's trying to have his cake and eat it too. This is clearly political, and it just goes to show how this administration has weaponized the Justice Department, how they are now politicizing the Fed. This is an out of control administration that is really abusing our country and our people.
That argument he just made is very stupid and dumb. Because if that was the case, why did he not also say the Fed was being political against the Biden-Harris administration in the past 2 years when the Fed continuously increased the interest rates? The Maga cult is so disappointed that the American people get to feel some sort of relief from the interest rates that have been too high. They are angry that people are starting to feel some relief because of the great job that the Biden-Harris administration has done to bring down inflation. These are the same people who have been screaming for the past 3 years, claiming how the economy is so bad, how inflation is crushing Americans, interest rates are too high, immigrants are invading the country by the millions, and so on. Any fear-mongering tactic they can find or create, as the recent claim of migrants eating pets. But these Maga Republicans have no shame in being hypocrites, because the minute that Democrats put forth a solution to the problems they have been complaining about, they do everything to undermine the solution and do everything to destroy it. They want nothing fixed or anything solved. They would rather have a problem so they can try to use it to get elected, so they can cause more chaos and wreak more havoc. They would rather have a problem so they can point to the problem rather than fix it, because they are a party of grievances that doesn't have a governing agenda. They cannot tell you that there is something going on in the country on which they differ on how to make it better. The Republican Party has just become a cult of personality and grievances and complaints about things that they are responsible for destroying, while taking credit for the hard work and the leadership and success of the Democrats.
No matter how political Fed Chairman Jay Powell may be with his 50 basis points election gift to Kamala Harris, the person who helped the American economy the most was Donald Trump during the pre-pandemic first 3 years of his administration. Okay? New census numbers show real median income growth during Mr. Trump's pre-pandemic first 3 years compared to Joe Biden's. Overall take-home pay for typical families increased more than 5 times as much under Mr. Trump than under Biden, up $6,040 for Trump versus just $1,050 under Biden.
Donald Trump was elected in 2016, and he inherited an economy that was doing extremely well because of the terrific job that President Obama did in getting the nation out of the financial crisis he had inherited from President Bush, the Republican president before him. Donald Trump rode the wave of the great economy that he inherited from President Obama and took credit for it. So there is this perception that somehow it's thanks to Trump's leadership that the economy was thriving when he was in office. In any case, he crashed the economy to the ground before leaving office, just like most Republican presidents before him have done, leaving the Biden-Harris administration the mess to clean up. Now that the Biden-Harris administration has successfully gotten inflation under control and people are starting to feel some relief, the Maga cultists are extremely disappointed about it. In other words, these guys are rooting for Americans to suffer. They don't want the Federal Reserve to bring down interest rates right now, because if, God forbid, Trump gets elected, he should come in and again be the one to claim credit for the job that the Biden-Harris administration has been doing for the past 3.5 years. That is sadly the reality of the American economy, and why a majority of Americans have the perception that Republicans are better for the economy, even though the facts say otherwise. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, and hit the notification bell. Do you think Democrats or Republicans do a better job managing the economy? Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section.